Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Super Deluxe Gamescast. It is Thursday, August 18th, and guys, before we go any further, before we start the show, I am begging, literally, everyone I know on Twitter. It's been 10 hours. You have killed that fucking girl yelling into the guy's ear meme. You've killed it. It's done. Please stop.
Has that only been today?
Yes. Yes.
No, it was last night.
It was yesterday. I sent it to Christine.
Fine.
Has it been in the neighborhood of 24 hours?
Yes.
Jesus,
yes, it has.
I can't,
guys.
y'all.
That's all I fucking see on my timeline. And like people are doing photoshops and I have
John. That's
never...
how memes work.
No, I know. I understand that. I've never seen a meme burned out this quickly. I don't know what it is about that fucking photo. But guys, it's my whole feed. It's my whole feed, Justin. My whole feed.
Another one. It doesn't even feel any different. Like it's we have others that are just like it.
Why is this one the one that people are so fixated? Why? It's not even a good. It's a worse version of better memes that we've seen in the past.
I'm not like emotionally at a place in life where I feel comfortable. Like I'm sorry. I had to say
memes.
Something. Do you know what I mean? Like I can't be at that point. It's not
like. God damn it, CJ!
Okay, for those of you who are not
son of a bitch,
actual chat, CJ just sent us that image with just. It's the worst version of a better meme as the caption.
God damn it, CJ. Fuck. Derek's throwing the... God damn it. CJ,
kill
what
me.
The fuck, man?
Wow.
I mean, that's the only appropriate response when you start a show by ranting about memes.
You didn't even give us time.
You are the meme now. No, you are the fucking meme now. Sorry, I don't care, John.
CJ, I've already been a meme, man.
Oh my
I've already been a meme. I have. This is before CJ's time.
Yeah,
so every listener under the age of 40 has dropped the podcast by now. So with that out of the way,
I think we'll be okay.
How are we doing tonight? I want to hear about Final Fantasy in the show.
So speaking of Final Fantasy VI, you're not going to believe
the kids
what
are
I've been
into
playing on my
Final
Steam
Fantasy.
Deck. You're not going to believe what I've been playing on my Steam Deck, my ultra super powerful handheld device. You're not going to guess what.
John,
what
you
I've been
got a
playing
Steam Deck. Period. Right? This is new since last time you were on.
Yes.
Okay.
I have a Steam Deck.
And what are your thoughts on this look? Because I assume that's 90% of what you've been playing this last week, 2 weeks.
100%. 100% of what I've been playing. So, like, jokes aside, I'm in love with this fucking thing. It is an absolute revelation. I'll tell you why. So, ever since the advent of the Switch in 2017, like portability and taking my games with me wherever I go has been very important to me. And that is something. It's one reason why the Switch became my main platform over the PlayStation. Simply because I loved that. I loved that feeling of wherever I was, I could have my games with me. If it's just that sense of ownership, that sense of this truly is mine. And that's something that I really love about the Switch. But we all got to agree it's not the most powerful system in the world, right? Like it generally plays third-party games. It doesn't play them bad, but you're not going to get the performance you will out of an Xbox Series, whatever, or a PS5 or even a PS4. So I had an opportunity to grab a Steam Deck from somebody at work at Market Price, and I did. And it was never been used. It was brand new. And I got to tell you, after a week, it's been just about a week since I got it. This is my new platform for third-party games. Period. Like I'm not going back. And the reasons for that are there's a few reasons for that. One, it runs third-party games. So, like I'm playing Resident Evil 2 remake, right? Like I fired that up and I've got it running on a handheld in bed. I'm under the fucking covers at 60 frames a second.
You get your little feety pajamas on?
My little no, I'm a onesie
his
man.
nightcap, nightcap, and his.
I'm a onesie man. I got a little. Got my nightcap.
Nightgown.
Yeah, absolutely.
Candle next to the.
I've got like if somebody knocks on my door in the middle of the night, I answer with a lantern, and I'm like, who is it?
Way too long fucking socks.
What business brings you to breathe? But I mean, seriously, my mind was blown. Final Fantasy 15, I fired that up, 60 frames a second. I played Final Fantasy 14, which is an MMO with a lot of shit going on at once on the screen. And not only was I playing it on my fucking porch, it ran better than it does on my PS5.
I played it for 47 minutes and it lit my hands on fire. But
so here's the thing.
No, real question, how's the battery life and how's like the heat?
Battery life is shit.
Yeah, well,
let me.
There's no getting around
true,
that.
Like, portable, like I doubt it's meant to be the Switch.
There's a few caveats here. Obviously,
how do you be more powerful than a Switch without sacrificing battery life?
Well,
it's
what's
just not
nice about it is that like, if you like cap the frame rate at like 30 FPS and stuff, you'll get much better battery.
You will.
life
I
out of
believe
it.
that makes
you
sense.
will. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like Justin said, you can make tweaks. I mean, this is a PC at the end of the day, so you can tweak the visuals, you can tweak the frame rate. You know, you can turn VSync on and off and all that kind of stuff, right? So you can tweak, you can make tweaks to this console. It's not really a console, but to try to maximize your battery power. And of course, some games are going to drain less battery than others. Like you can get Final Fantasy 3 Pixel Remaster. You can get probably 5 hours out of that, based on what I've heard from other people who have been playing the Pixel Remasters on this thing. On the flip side of that, I decided to see how fast this thing would drain by playing a taxing game on it. And so I popped on Resident Evil 2. I maxed out the settings. It looks gorgeous. It runs great, but the battery died in like an hour and 20 minutes. Like it was just gone. So CJ's correct. It's not like, don't expect to take this thing on a long train ride and be able to get a ton of playtime out of it if you don't have like either an extra power brick or if there's not a plug somewhere. Like it's not as portable as a Switch.
You're not getting like 2.5 hours of Monster Hunter Rise on a train ride.
No. It is portable in the sense that, you know, I can curl up on the couch and play literally whatever the fuck I want. And it's going to look great. It's going to run great, but there are payoffs for that.
It's like the Game Gear. It's portable in that you want a wall outlet nearby.
Mm-hmm.
And you know,
That's
you're not anywhere where you're nowhere where the sun's going to hit you because that's
or the Nomad.
I loved the Game Gear. I am not gonna shit talk the Game Gear. I'm just saying.
Well, it's funny that you bring up that whole point about like the handheld aspect, because that's literally what the Switch was for me. The Switch was basically everything I loved about the PSP finally distilled into like a much better platform with a better battery life and a much better format.
Did you ever get the cables to hook your PSP up to a television?
No, I wish.
Oh,
tricked out. That would be dope. Get that sweet 480p image.
Hell yeah. Dissidia Duodecim.
Not even. I think it was like 244p.
At like,
something like that.
At like 480, at like 360p. Hell yes.
Yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Watching.
So there's a few more things I want to address about this, and I want to address something that someone said in chat. Aren't laptops portable? Yes, but I don't think the Steam Deck is being. I think the Steam Deck is being marketed to console players who want a Steam experience, but don't want to sit behind a computer with a mouse and a keyboard.
It's definitely a lot easier to take a Steam Deck someplace than a fucking Asus gaming laptop. And you're only going to get an hour and a half out of either. So
Yeah, there's a difference between laptops and gaming laptops. Like gaming laptops, while they can be quite capable, they get very hot. The fans are really loud.
They're built like the bombs from like Search and Destroy and Call of Duty, bro. Like you're not gonna carry that shit in a fucking train.
Except they're covered in RGBs.
Yeah, they look worse. Like,
well, Derek had also mentioned heat. It gets warm, but it's not burning my hands.
You don't need to
I've heard the
wear
fan
oven
is
mitts
really
to use
annoying though. Like the fan.
I haven't had too many problems with it, but then again, I haven't been playing incredibly. Like I did play Resident Evil 2 for an hour 20 minutes till the battery died. I didn't notice the fan kick up. It was definitely noticeable. But I mean, and when you're playing something that's not Resident Evil 2, like, the pixel remasters or like an emulated game, CJ, like, an old, like, you can't hear the fan. And it doesn't get all that damn hot when you're playing those. Now when it'll get warm if you're playing something like, Horizon Forbidden West on it. But it's also like, it's not going to scald your hands or anything.
You can play Forbidden West on a PC.
You can.
Zero Dawn.
It's not out on PC yet. Zero Dawn's out on PC.
Shit.
I'm thinking of Zero Dawn.
John has the.
I had a moment of like, what do I not know?
The friend that gave John the Steam Deck, his name was Jim Ryan.
Yeah,
it was. No, I was thinking of Zero Dawn. But
Bob PlayStation gave me this.
This is uncle who works at Nintendo.
The other thing I was wondering, and here I'll pull it out and show people watching live right now.
Please don't pull anything out.
I'm going to pull it out right now, Derek. The other thing I was concerned about when I picked this up was the size of it, right? Like, I was afraid it's going to be too heavy, and hey, what can I say?
Good night, everybody.
I'm just quoting my wife, okay? All
right, we're logging off. That's it. That's the end of the show.
Mute John.
That's not just the end of the show. That's the end of this. This podcast.
This is the last episode of SDGC. It's been nice knowing you all.
It's been a nice 12-minute finale. We're done.
Shut the fuck up, everyone. Brit's in chat. Hi, Brit.
Brit's been in chat.
I haven't been looking at the chat, motherfucker. I've been talking about the Steam Deck.
You need to get used to this multi-monitor life.
This is a large console.
Yeah,
right?
but
like,
I have gigantic, like, Hank McCoy hands. So
do I. And that's the thing. For somebody with smaller hands, I can see that this is going to be a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
to hold.
I mean, this is kind of the sticking point. So the Steam Deck, I find a very fascinating device, despite the fact it's very much not for me. I'm not like a huge fan these days. Like, portable gaming, I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of PC gaming anymore. And partially both of those is because I get severe wrist pain from basically playing anything in a portable form factor. Just the way, they're designed. I have to always like buy extra grips and stuff to even be able to use it comfortably for any period of time, much less, really use it, which is why I haven't really used my Switch as much as I think I would like to, because it's just not a comfortable platform for me to play on. And keyboard and mouse also did that to me, and like I don't like tweaking and stuff. So like it's weird because like I find the Steam Deck really fascinating, even though it is not something that I'm gonna be investing in anytime soon. I just think it's really cool to see the way some of these games can scale. Like I've been watching some really interesting videos on people playing, Spider-Man on the Steam Deck. And I think it's really cool, like the way that stuff can scale down. Like, people are always talking about like, oh, I'm going to max everything out on PC.
I love seeing footage of games on lowest possible settings.
Yeah, I've actually been really getting into like that side of PC gaming, because that's also really relevant for a lot of people. Especially in regions where consoles are expensive, they can't get the high-end parts and stuff too. There are people that like really will like, hey, here's an acceptable way to at least play a game if you can get it. And I think that stuff's really cool. And I think that's kind of a neat thing that Steam Deck has kind of brought back to the forefront, because I think a lot of enthusiast media has kind of ignored that. But with Steam Deck, you're going to be capping frame rates lower. You're going to be using lower settings and stuff like that. And it's really cool to see people like, I'm really glad people are excited for it, and it's found its niche, even though it's not, a device I'd probably be investing in anytime soon.
Well, there's something else I want to talk about, the form factor, and that's sometimes how you'll be holding a Switch and you get that pins and needles sensation, like your arm starts falling asleep.
What are you talking about?
It looks like CJ knows what I'm talking about.
Because like, and lately especially, it's been bad. I'll hold my phone. Like that too. Like it's there's whether it's in my pinky or like the entirety of my hand. I get it. No, especially, and I have a Switch Lite. There is no support on that thing at all.
See, the problem is that I played like Monster Hunter 2 back on the PSP, so I'm used to doing like the fucking claw grip on the PSP.
Yeah.
So everything feels comfortable after that. when you've got to have your hand maneuvered in a way that you can D-pad and control stick and L button at the exact same time.
I can hold this like a human.
Yeah.
Like I have not had my hands and wrists have not fell asleep while holding the Steam Deck. And CJ, I think it's because there's a little more heft to this thing, right?
I was gonna say, is it heavy?
It's heavier than a Switch, but it's not like, you know, there was a lot of hyperbole when this thing first came out about how it's a brick, you know. Like,
I mean, the comparison pictures are pretty hilarious. Like seeing it side by side next to like a Vita is really funny.
I was actually surprised at how not heavy it is. Again, it's got more heft than a Switch, but I never felt like my arms were getting tired. Of course, you know, I got really strong, powerful arms, but I never felt like my arms were getting tired at all.
That's
the truth.
That's two, John. That's two. That's two. That's
You're
two.
only
It's
allowed
been
so
15
many
minutes.
of these.
No, that's two. That's two.
What happens on 3, CJ?
I don't know.
Yeah, so you can't even back that shit up.
He's gonna come to your house.
I will come to your house in October.
CJ, you're all literally coming to my fucking house.
I will give you a stern talking to. Oh.
Really? Will you though?
Yeah, nah.
I don't think you will.
It's not worth it.
It's not. It's because I'm just going to complain about memes when you do.
Hey,
but no, I. So, at the end of the day, is this going to steal anyone away from like a PS5 or a Switch or? You know, I saw a lot of consternation about the Steam Deck when it came up because let's face it, Valve's products they've generally not done well. They've abandoned them pretty quickly.
Rough, and also Valve as a corporation has a lot to answer for, like
right
in terms of how they run Steam as a platform. So
exactly, there's a lot of problems with that, and then of course
their hardware initiatives have all just
like
faded out.
We all remember the resounding success of the Steam box and the Steam controller.
I have
two
a Steam
devices.
Controller.
Two devices that continue to dominate
the mainstay. Steam, you know, what is it? Valve is like the fourth platform.
Yeah, I know. It's
the new Sega.
Fucking wild.
The new Sega.
But I will say this: this feels like a premium device, and obviously the demand for it tells me that finally Valve has found something that's going to stick.
So here's a question though. I know you and I have different like priorities when it comes to this stuff. I've heard the screen is really bad.
No, it's fine. And like it's like, is it better than a Switch OLED? No, because that's an OLED screen. But I mean, you know, I think it's good. Like, you know, it's not the greatest screen in the world. It's not the worst. It's just you know, it's very similar to the original Nintendo Switch screen, which wasn't the best in the world, but it's also fine.
It's still what I,
you know, like
I only have I have a launch model Switch, so like
yeah,
I'm living.
and
I have a light. Yeah, that's fine.
I will say this, and Derek, this probably won't surprise you. The speakers on this thing fucking slap. Like it's loud.
Well, yeah,
I've
it's
heard
big.
several people say-
you can fit actual
yeah.
speakers in that thing because it's a chonk boy.
Like it is. Like the speakers sound good enough to where I don't feel like I need headphones unless, like, you know, somebody's in the room. And if somebody's in the room, I do need them because this motherfucker is loud as shit. But it also sounds really fucking good. From just a pure audio standpoint, it's the best sounding handheld I've
something
ever
like this
played.
becomes a big deal for me because like so I just checked my Steam library a moment ago and like I'm past 400 games on Steam. Like I have been invested in Steam as a platform because I've been a PC gamer for a very long time. I got Steam back when it was just a launcher for Valve games, and I have been buying PC games primarily through Steam for a very long time. So if even half of that becomes viable in a handheld format that I don't have to buy any more games, like that could be huge.
Well, and here's the thing, Derek. And, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I do need better than like an hour and a half battery life. So this kind of brings me to the same point of like where I think what the Steam Deck needs is kind of the same thing the Switch needs, which is like these systems are going to have to really get behind AI upscaling, right? NVIDIA's DLSS, upscaling, or I forget what AMD's and Intel's
FSR
versions
2.0.
are. Yeah, which are like getting pretty good results.
I was actually just watching DF's video on Spider-Man, and actually, Steam Deck doesn't support DLSS because that's an NVIDIA thing.
Right.
Like Spider-Man on PC has DLSS, FSR 2.0, as well as Insomniac's own reconstruction technique that it used on the PS5. And you can actually like switch, like use all three of those, which is really cool. Said they're going to do some more experiments with them, but yeah, like that was recommended, for the Steam Deck to use one of those two for it, which I think is really cool.
So, to Derek's point, like ultimately, like Derek talked about his category or his catalog of Steam games, and the last point I want to make about the Steam Deck is ultimately why it's going to be my third-party vessel moving forward.
Because that Square Enix games are going to get released on PC at least.
Well, no, not just that. Not just that, but it's a really, really cool thing to know that I can have all my every, like, for example, our horror games and JRPGs, my favorite genre. Everybody knows that about me. I can have almost every horror game and almost every JRPG all on one.
Yeah, because every PS2 or 360 era game that never got released on a modern console, it's probably already on Steam somehow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What is it? The John Woo game got released on PC.
Yeah,
Stranglehold. It's nowhere. Yeah, exactly. It's nowhere on a modern console. It's shit like that.
But not only that, I'm thinking beyond that also. Mm-hmm. Like, I know that 10, 20 years down the line, all my games are still going to be there on Steam. They're not going anywhere. I simply do not trust Sony and Nintendo in regards to backwards compatibility. They've got a proven track record of either not doing it at all or doing it half-assed. And if I'm going to invest in games that I love, that I want to take with me all and have them all, as many as I can anyway, centralized on one single platform, then this is the way to do it, in my opinion. Now, obviously, I'm still going to keep PlayStation 1 first-party games on PlayStation because it just feels right. And I'm not playing first-party Nintendo games on a Steam Deck. And I love Nintendo, but for my third-party games, this is where it's at for me, simply because I know 10 years down the road, I can still play them on the same platform, and I won't have to worry about it. Just, just kind of like that worry goes away. So that's why I'm going forward. That's why the Steam Deck is my main third-party console. Look,
I said this before we went live, but with a Steam Deck, I can load up RPCS3, the PS3 emulator, and I can play Dynasty Warriors Gundam 3 on a handheld for the first time ever. And that's everything. That's it.
Oh, dude,
that's the only game I ever need.
Derek, this thing is a fucking emulation beast.
God, that's the thing. That's all I care about. Truly.
Beast. Oof. Like I showed these guys before we went live here, but when you put emulators and when you put ROMs on this thing, you're not booting up RetroArch, for example, and going through that XMB style menu. It displays the games as though they were part of your actual Steam library, complete with artwork and icons, and you just load the fucking game from the Steam menu, and that's it. It does not feel like you're playing a ROM.
Which can include Dynasty Warriors Gundam 3.
It can. It actually feels like, to test it, I fired up Parasite Eve, and it feels like I'm playing a port of Parasite Eve on Steam Deck, which is fucking wild.
I mean, I've been yelling about emulation for how long? So
a long time, Derek.
It's important. There's a lot of games you can't buy anywhere. So,
I have talked about the Steam Deck for almost 25 minutes now.
What have other people been playing?
Yeah. Who cares about what I think? CJ,
as
what
you take up a third of the podcast.
Look, man, you guys kept asking questions, okay?
That's fair.
You could have stopped anytime, John. You could have just been
ribbing you, man.
We could be like, no, we have a podcast to
run. And then this is the podcast. This is a video game podcast. CJ.
I've been playing. Oh man, I couldn't talk about this game last week. I played and reviewed. It's not up yet. What are they called? Hold up, because it's Roll 7, right? The Ollie
Rollerdrome?
Rollerdrome. Yeah. Holy shit. You guys ever play a game and that instantaneously you get that, oh hell yeah, that's it. It clicks, everything's perfect. You're you're sucked into this thing. They did it. Someone finally made a modern Tony Hawk game. Same control scheme, same level format, and everything. They just added guns. All you needed in a Tony Hawk game was a fucking third-person shooter mixed in there. Oh my god!
The stuff I've been hearing about this game sounds awesome. I really do want to play it.
Holy shit, guys! I don't think you understand. It's basically you're in this arena. It's like it's basically like a riff on something like rollerball, where you're playing as this young woman who's like competing in this like sort of deathmatch style arena. You have to kill like a certain amount of enemies and aside from that, complete Tony Hawk style challenges, like achieving a certain combo, achieving a certain score, collecting certain things, performing certain tricks on certain gaps and things like that. And it's all done with this incredibly gorgeous art style that looks like
It looks cool as shit.
it is the best looking any cell shaded game has looked in like years. Like it's like the first true jump at like a good modern cell shaded game, like since what, Jet Set Radio, Wind Waker.
I was literally just gonna say Jet Set Radio.
No, and that's the thing. It hits those vibes too, because it's all roller skates. Incredible.
By the way, CJ, Jet Set Radio on Steam Deck.
I couldn't fuck, man. God damn.
It's on Steam.
It is. And anyway, but yeah, Roller Jump, it hits so much of that. It's that thing when I played Burnout Paradise for the first time, which is another game I played recently because I always play that game. It's that idea where very few games are all about forward momentum, where the idea isn't to do anything but just move forward. That's why Tony Hawk clicks so well. That's why Burnout Paradise clicks so well. That's why I love Devil May Cry 5 so much, because it's just the idea of like, no, moving around this world and existing in this world is better than any sort of objective. You give me that movement style.
How have we never surpassed Burnout Paradise?
Burnout Paradise is the greatest racing game ever made.
Yeah.
It is the only good thing British people have ever done. Is that game unironically so?
You're not
Criterion, no, Criterion, like they mastered the racing game years ago. Love Forza, love the modern Need for Speed games. None of them have that sense of like momentum and speed as Burnout Paradise. Roller Drum hits that so well. It's kind of crazy because I was worried that this was going to be the team's first truly 3D game, and you know, a lot of these sort of Tony Hawk style clones don't really work well because a lot of them try to do something different. Wave Break was this one that messed it up with the physics and camera. Most of them usually stick to the skate style where it's like you use the control stick to flip, things like that. This is basically like a Mario 64 like level of like, okay, this is how good 3D should work. This is how a good camera should work. They figured out the camera. It's the third person shooter where you're zooming past. The camera is like perfect. I was just blown away. They nailed everything here. Everything. As I was writing the review at like 3:00 in the morning, I was blasting the soundtrack too. Incredible. Roller Drum, it's like up there, like top 2 games of the year for me, hands down. I think on one of the PS Plus tiers, which is confusing because I'm like subscribed to like the highest one. I still don't know what's in what. There's a trial of it on there. I recommend it. I either a trial or like a reduced. I don't know what it is. I think there's
I think it's at a lower price if you
anyway buy it.
That might have been a pre-order bonus,
maybe.
but yeah.
Go buy it. Go buy it. Go. It's truly one of the greatest games of the year, and one of my new favorite like examples of like, oh yeah, hell yeah, fucking hell yeah, just immediately. I've also been playing, like I said, Burnout Paradise because that's the only thing I boot up whenever I'm like, all right, I need something to do for like the next hour. Let me race around Paradise City. Last night I started the Final Fantasy VII remake, and you know what? Would you guys believe it? This game's pretty good.
Who could have guessed?
Go fucking figure, CJ.
go play Final Fantasy VII.
Is this why everyone was so obnoxious about this fucking game for so long? It was good.
Like who would have thought?
CJ, tell us about Jesse. Tell us about Jesse.
All right, listen, guys. Jesse wants me for sure, 100%.
I think so. Yeah.
I'm in the first 2-3 hours of this game.
She wants Cloud or she wants you?
She wants me, bro. Like, listen, I would have
wants
told
you.
her immediately.
Through the
Cloud,
TV.
It's like when you're watching the Batman for the first time and like, you know, Catwoman does whatever and she's like asking Batman to like leave. Bro, I would have folded instantly. Fuck it. I'm not at that level. I'm not at that level. I'm not Cloud. I'm not a soldier. I'm not a merc. I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it for her now.
Just 100%. A man.
I'm flawed. I'm built to code. I'm not built any differently. I'm not built any differently.
So you would have brushed like Aerith and Tifa aside for
100%. 100%. Jesse, let's go. I mean, I'm still early in the game. But the actual game itself, it's interesting. It's like this. It's sort of what I wanted from it, right? Where it's like this perfect marriage of like, all right, they made a modern game, but they left a lot of like the PS1 sensibilities in there. Maybe not unintentionally. Like a lot of the dialogue, it feels really weird and stilted. I think that's just a Final Fantasy thing in general. Because of the few Final Fantasy games or Final Fantasy adjacent games I played, dialogue isn't necessarily the strongest suit. I love Final Fantasy X to death. I think that game is phenomenal. I think it's one of my favorite PS2 games. There's a lot in that game that like that just sounds awkward. It's charming. I love Kingdom Hearts 2. Like a thing I can't admit because they'll still put me on some government watch list. But like that dialogue is fucking like atrocious sometimes. Stranger in Paradise, like that's a whole other. John and I have talked about that game.
Oh
like,
no, yeah, that's on a whole other level.
That's a whole other level.
CJ, I refuse to believe that game is not self-aware.
No, that's different. But yeah, you're right. That's the only one. But like 7 has some weird things. A lot of the characters, like their performances are great, but the script feels really stilted and weird, as if they're like trying to I can't speak to the original game, but like I don't know if that's sort of the intention of like all these characters. I don't know how Cloud was pre Kingdom Hearts 1.
The original game had kind of a rough localization.
I heard I know
Yeah,
Barrett's character was kind of like in the original. He's not,
so here's the thing, CJ.
I don't love him in this new one. Like I that script is,
and yet it's so much better.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. And I'm like, how?
So we actually had the voice actor for Barrett on the show. And it was wild. Like he did the Barrett voice talking to Justin. I was like, oh, it's weird. Barrett's on the podcast.
That's awesome. I
mean, we had Aerith too, and who was we had somebody who did we had a third one too.
Did we?
Yeah.
I mean, Sissy Jones has been on the podcast.
Yeah, Sissy. Yeah, Sissy.
Yeah. She became a really good friend of mine, actually. But what I wanted to say to CJ was, I remember, so, you know, in 1996, when the demo disc for Final Fantasy VII came out, Barrett's dialogue was even worse. It was very, like, he was saying words like, what are you doing, foo? Like
it was the worst Mr. T.
Yeah, he was a Mr. T character, and dude, it was weird.
Oh my god,
it's weird.
It's a thing with a lot of like, again, games or any media made in like Japan in the 90s. Like they don't know how to write people of color at all. It's like a thing. It's an issue with it. This one, like you said, yeah, I can assume this is better, but there are some issues I have with a lot of that. Everything else is solid. I like the combat a lot. Reminds me a lot of
It's so
Kingdom
good.
Hearts. It is because it's
so
like
good.
It's a good balance of like, okay, here's like a menu based, again, like I keep referencing Kingdom Hearts, it's like my only favorite reference because it's like menu based where you could select, you command it, but there's more strategy involved in like actually being able to pause the
Like
action.
CJ, I said it was a perfect meld of like classic active time battle system from Final Fantasy and like an updated action-based combat system.
Yeah, the combat system's really fucking
it's
good.
Final
Fantasy VII Remake.
Because you can't just mash the square button. You really got to think about what you're doing, and you can't
a couple
spam
of those fights
potion.
made me fucking stop and really think out what I was doing, and that's
because in the Scorpion tank fight in the beginning, my Cloud died. So I was stuck with Bear, and
it's hard. It's a hard game.
Trying my hardest to like, okay, now I understand. I can't fuck around. So I'm stuck with a dude who's like range and everything.
The Scorpion, like the Scorpion in Final Fantasy VII was a joke. Like it was that boss you beat. It's that boss that's in every video game. It's like, oh, you did it. You're so good. Yes,
and then you get fucked over, and then
now it's like now it's like a fucking multi-tiered fucking epic battle.
7 limit breaks to like take it down
like
or whatever.
Nuts. It's nuts.
Oh man.
I love it.
I remember me and Finn getting to do the demo at PAX West 2018 for that and fighting the Scorpion tank, and it was like just revelatory. Also, I got bullied by those 2 Turks, which was an experience.
Again, like it's just interesting, and like with my sort of narrow frame of reference of like Final Fantasy, because it's funny to see like I played a good chunk of 15 too. That combat's incredibly different from 7, or again 10 is like completely different from And I think it's interesting that there's like this series out there that shares like a name, that shares certain themes. They're all wildly different from each other. None of them really connect other than like certain motifs and things like that. I basically downloaded every single one that's available on PS Plus to kind of go through. Part of me wants to go back to the original 7 after I finished every single one of these parts in like the year 2030 or whatever. Because I don't like the active time battle. I don't like that combat. I don't like make it turn based or make it real time, or don't give me this weird in between. That's why I fell off of 9 so hard. That's why I won't even attempt to touch 8 at all, because I don't want to deal with like it seems like this weird puzzle. But this game is good. I'll stick with it at least until Saints Row comes out.
So CJ, I want to point out something that someone said in chat. It's a very famous mistranslation in the original Final Fantasy VII at the very beginning of the game that they did not fix.
Okay.
For the HD re-release, and it's when you're fighting the Scorpion boss in the original Final Fantasy VII, when its tail goes up, Cloud says he's supposed to say "Don't attack while its tail's up," but instead he says "Attack while its tail's up," which leads to like people hitting it, and then it counterattacks, and then people are like, "What the fuck? You told me to attack while its tail's up, you fucking ass!" And I love that they still did not fix it for the HD re-release of the original game, because
that would require them
to
to do fucking work rather than look. This is not a thing. I'm sorry.
They did fix This Guy Are Sick.
Yeah, that
which
was
is
the
a
problem.
shame, because I fucking love that
Leave
mistranslation.
that.
Like
that
that's
guy
a
are
shame.
the wrong
Like,
thing.
don't fix This Guy Are Sick.
To sum it up, to sum up everything, I think now like my new project will be to go through like whatever Square JRPGs I can get a hold of on modern platforms, just to like bone up a little bit on the. I have Dragon Quest 11 on Xbox, and I played a good chunk of it. I love it. I have all these other Final Fantasy games. I own 15. I own 10. I own Kingdom Hearts 3, which I never finished because I don't want to finish. But yeah, like I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time, and I'll report back if Saints Row hasn't eaten up all my time next week.
I forgot that was coming out.
Bro, Saints Row and Pac-Man World in the same.
Saints Row is gonna be.
Oh shit, we're getting the Pac-Man World remake.
Yeah, that too.
I'll be picking up on my Steam Deck.
Um,
Cool.
Wonderful days.
Cool.
Don't hate me because I have a Steam Deck.
I don't. I remember renting the Pac-Man World games for
Hate me because I'm
GameCube
beautiful.
back
oh yeah, last
when I
week
was
you were
in,
telling
like,
us how much you fucking hate
junior high, and they weren't great.
And then like I said, it's on site. You fucking hate Pac-Man. You go to your local movie theater and you fight that machine.
Justin, what are you playing this? What you been playing this week, man?
So, funny story is like when I was getting ready to come on, I was like, man, I really haven't played anything this week, and then I forgot. I remembered I bought and finished the the Warlords of New York expansion for Division 2 because it was on sale for $8.
I forgot that game exists.
Yo, so
what the fuck is Warlords of New York?
It's the New York expansion for Division 2.
It's what our good friend Tom Johnson is.
I didn't.
So yeah, so it's like it's going back to New York because Division 2 is in DC. It's going back to New York in to hunt down some rogue agents in New York. So it was $8. I was bored, and like the Division games aren't great, but like I enjoy them as a good time waster.
Does anybody still play them? See, like, is there an actual audience?
Yeah, no. I mean,
it
was a pretty active player base.
No. I mean, like now. I mean, yeah. I'm talking about this past weekend.
Okay, right.
Well, okay. Well,
there were people on, but yeah, this expansion wasn't great. Considering I forgot that I played it, I think that speaks volumes. And like I enjoyed the campaigns of both Division and Division 2, and I was hoping it was just going to be like that, but like because it's just an expansion, it's not like a full new game. Some of the stuff I like about like clearing out the city and stuff just wasn't in there. I don't know. It's just not great. It passed the time this weekend, I guess, but like wasn't exciting. Although there was one thing I want to mention because I laughed out loud when it happened. And later on, you get one of the funniest on-screen prompts I've ever seen in a game, which is hold down to check on Lady Liberty.
wait,
she was fine, by the way. Lady Liberty is fine.
Was she all right?
Yeah, she was fine.
Was she okay? All right.
But yeah, it was extremely funny. Like you just end up on this. You end up on Liberty Island and you hold down to check on Lady Liberty.
Is that like this game's equivalent of press X to pay respects?
Yep.
Well, Ubisoft always had some weird shit. Like, don't you remember press X to like kick as Ezio when he was born? Like,
yes, no, you had to like, no,
yes.
when he was a little baby, his father's holding, his father's holding you,
press X
like,
fucking...
yeah, and you have to like, it's like wiggle the wiggle the thumbsticks, and you move your hands, like that. It's like, oh, he's a healthy baby boy, like.
John gave birth.
Sorry,
to
I had
Italian
my microphone
baby.
turned off on OBS. What in the fuck did I come back to?
Derek, don't ask me any questions. Just go with it.
Anyway, Justin, I'm glad Lady Liberty's okay.
Yeah, Lady
We're all
Liberty
worried.
was fine. So
Thank you for
my
that.
$8 was worth it, I guess, because I was able to check out Lady Liberty. But yeah, it was just like the thing is, like, with this series, I mean, the series is all sorts of weird in a lot of different ways, but like, one thing that does bum me out is the first one was actually interesting because of like the winter, the way like it handled winter in New York was really, really cool. Like the way the blizzards would like blow up on you, and like there was times where I was, there's like the cleaners who all have flamethrowers and stuff. Like I was navigating by the light of, the flamethrowers and stuff in the distance and stuff like that was really cool. And just Division 2 doesn't have any of that. But yeah, the expansion wasn't great, but it was cheap. I mean, I bought the base game also for $8 at some point and played through it. So like, I haven't spent much money on this game.
I remember the moment I fell off the Division, and it was when I emptied 3 clips into a big fucking fireman in a fireman's, like a yellow fireman's jacket and a fireman's hat running around, and he was 3 fucking clips, and he was still coming after me, and I was like, okay, like I get that you want to be Destiny, I understand. This is far more believable if you're fighting a Doomsday Cyclops than if you're fighting fucking like, hey, I'm Ricky Montana from the New York Fire Department.
John, 3 clips is nothing compared to some of the stuff in this expansion.
Well, you see what those dudes did is they shot themselves with small bullets to build up their immunity.
No, you guys aren't understanding. They're New Yorkers. They're a different breed.
Yeah.
Those fuckers are
They're
strong.
built fucking different, yo.
That's why the TMNT can take down Batman. They're from fucking New York. What are you guys on? Okay, that's like a standard like evening out. These dudes get 3 clips emptied into them. And they'll walk away.
That's just it.
Honey, how's your day? Hey, I got 3 clips emptied into me. I'm all right.
Not even. They're like, I think I'm a
I got shot 5
I think I'm gonna need
times.
a shower after this. Like, wash the bullets off of me.
How was your day, honey? Some asshole in tactical gear came into the fire station and
I'm walking
emptied
here.
like 100 rounds into my fucking chest, but I'm okay.
Anyway,
It
we've
is
lost.
still just endlessly hilarious to me, though, like how they thought they could make a compelling loot game where it's only just like modern military gear.
Yeah, it's
because
like
the low level gear and the high level gear looks exactly the same.
Isn't it mostly just like hoodies and like
and
bike
beanies.
like pads and things like that?
Yeah.
There's like Timbs, and that's like their fucking defense.
Yeah, you have you have knee pads, holsters, backpacks.
You got gas masks or like air filters.
Yeah, your air filters.
Listen, all I need for the next insurrection is the Yankees cap, some Timbs, and a North Face hoodie. Bro, done.
I remember getting a new beanie. I'm like, oh shit, this beanie gives me +3. Like, fuck yeah, and I put it on. Like I put it on and it's like, oh,
John, the beanies are only cosmetic items. Just
you're not a real tactician.
Like there was a fucking there was like a Hawaiian shirt that like had more defense than some cop looking gear.
Like real life,
exactly,
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is known, CJ, but I'm just like, man, what the like that fucking game? Like, you want to talk? Like, I have to suspend my disbelief more playing the Division than I do Destiny 2. Like, I have to. Like Destiny 2 is more realistic to me because you're
fighting like aliens and gods, and
right?
shit.
I could accept like you're fighting a doomsday alien god, and you have to empty your entire arsenal into its mouth in order to fucking kill it. I get that. But a fucking fireman running around with a fire axe who's like, hey, come here, I'm gonna fucking chop you in half. And like you're putting like literally 5 mags into his fucking chest.
Okay,
he's just like, hey, it's a flesh wound.
Have you considered that firemen are really tough? They have to be strong enough to walk into fire.
No, these aren't firemen. They're the guys that stole the fireman gear so that they could set
My
everybody
bad.
on fire.
My bad. Well, there's no
That's
firemen.
way more hardcore than anything. Literally,
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
still
they're no longer
firemen.
firefighters. They're no longer firefighters. They're not fighting that fire. They're causing it.
Yeah, I mean,
You're fighting firepower with fire.
Derek, what are you playing?
so look, I've been playing the same things I've been playing for the most part.
Weibo shit? Weibo games?
Well, I've been playing that Shin-Chan game, which I've had like no time to play video games. I've been very busy. I worked like I got home from vacation and then worked 10 days in a row. I had one day off, and I went back to work. So I've played a little of that Shin-Chan game, a little more. And then I've played some more Monster Hunter, but I just haven't had a lot of time.
Derek, when you say Shin-Chan, do you mean the game that Finn busted his ass on?
Yeah, the game that Finn helped localize.
The game that you lent your succulent vocals
I lent
to
my
in
vocal
the
talents
commercial?
to for one of the trailers. One of the trailers, not all of them. Yeah, it's fun. Me and CJ got a code, so CJ's gonna play some, and I think this weekend we're gonna try to do like a.
Yeah.
I'm much farther in the game. CJ will just be starting. We can kind of have like a review discussion.
I'm excited because I'm not. Well, yeah, it's like the two things I'm not into: anime and sim games. So it's gonna be interesting to get into.
This is not a very anime game. Like I don't know how to explain that beyond. Like Shin-Chan is an anime, but it's not an anime.
It's not an anime. I got
no. It's like
exactly.
calling The Simpsons anime. Like it's not.
King of the Hill is the greatest anime in the world. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's not incorrect. So, but yeah. I'll also say it's a great, really chill game to play like while you're watching something, because it's no thoughts, all vibes.
Like, well, no.
So yeah,
Like,
just
well, no.
truly great shit. Yeah, that's it. I haven't been playing that much, unfortunately. What I have done, I want to shout myself out.
Shout
is
yourself out, Derek.
I got a bike, and I've been biking to work.
Yeah, got that e-bike.
I've been biking to work, and it's a lot more exercise than I'm used to getting. But it feels good. It's about a 6-mile ride to and from work, so it's 12 miles a day I'm putting in on that bike. If the weather's good, if it's not, I just take the car. But like
You getting that fitness in? You getting that good? You getting that sweat?
it's gonna be good for me. It's gonna be good for my heart. I am not too worried about my looks. I'm really not. I'm a little heavier than maybe some people think I should be, but I'm not.
You're a handsome guy.
But like, you know what? Like, it's fine because I feel good about the way that I look, and I feel good about like my grooming and how I dress.
You should.
But like, I do want to take care of my ticker, right? Like, I want to know that my heart is getting. That's why like cardio is important to me. And like, I don't care if I never lose weight. It's fine. I don't care if I like pick up more weight. It's fine. But like, the fact that my heart's getting that exercise and my lungs are getting that exercise is good for me in the long run. And I will die like a cool fat old man, and that'll be great.
Not on my watch.
Yeah, but it's good. It feels good. And like, weirdly, look, when you get regular exercise during the week, people say that does good things for like depression and shit. And fuck, they may not have been lying. I don't know what.
No, 100%.
Yeah, like I'm sitting here like, man, I'm overworked, but like I feel way more chill about everything. And it's like, oh, because I've been pounding out frustration on the road.
Yeah.
40 minutes a day. So
Well, it also gets your energy levels up.
yeah. So like it's been doing wonders for. I mean, I think I've got a lot of my mental health shit like pretty locked down, right? Like I'm very self-aware. I'm in tune. I have people to talk to. Like I'm doing okay. But man, like doing that every day, even just the like 20 minutes twice a day that I'm doing has been, I think, transformative in 2 weeks. So yeah. So I haven't been playing a lot of video games, but I'm biking, and
That's
it's
my
like
man
a game.
right there. That's
it's like
my
a game
man.
you play outside that hurts.
Wow,
But it hurts
like
good.
Outside, the
Exercise.
graphics must be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, everything runs.
I will
real
say
smooth.
that Louisville drivers are very used to people on bicycles, apparently, because people are pretty good about not being an asshole to me. Everybody's been good so far. Except for one day where Lou City Soccer was playing Tampa Bay here in the city. So we had a bunch of Florida drivers up here, and it was like I had a 5-star wanted rating in GTA, but only for people from Florida.
Let's fucking go.
Like 3 separate people with the fucking oranges on their license plates tried to murder me that day.
Yo, listen, here in Miami, we don't respect anyone on the road. All right, coming for someone who gets mad at the cyclist in front of you.
You could be in a car, you could be in a bike, you can be in a stroller. We don't give a shit,
bro. Man,
no, when I was working in the hotel, when I saw people were coming from Florida, a chill went down my spine. Like look, I don't want to make people feel bad about living in the South. I am in New York State. I don't want to pull
from
that
Kentucky.
card.
I'm allowed to talk shit about the South.
However, Florida, when you come up here,
when you come up here to fucking New York,
you mess with one of us.
Hey, you come
fucking
we did talk shit about New York.
You best not miss.
Justin, we did talk shit about New York for a long time. You are allowed to talk shit about the South now. That's legally allowed.
No, seriously. White people from Florida are the meanest people I have ever met.
It's because they're all blue hairs. They're all their children don't call them anymore. Like
no, like whenever I saw they were coming in, I was like, because also they expect every place to be a resort, and this is a little hotel in upstate New York.
To them it is. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. White people don't have any sort of standards in the when it comes to vacationing. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, so let's go ahead and dive into our one of our 2 topics here. Just because,
let's start with the Nintendo shit.
Yeah. So, all right. So
this is one that I have pretty locked down, so I know I can talk about this one.
Please, Derek, do you want to kick it off?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, man.
Fuck. Okay. So here's the fucking deal. We got word that and look, this is not the first time we've heard some stories about things maybe not being great inside Nintendo of America, right? Was that only a couple months ago, maybe, that we had a big blowout of stories from former contractors about how much it sucks to try to get like shitty labor conditions, anti-union and anti-labor practices within Nintendo, the way they abuse contract workers and string along the promise of full-time work without ever hiring most of these people on to full-time. Like, that's not news. What we got was a big blowout from, it was Kotaku that first broke the story, right?
Yep, I got the story right here.
And it was basically like, hey, all those labor stories? That's pretty bad, but guess how much it sucks to be a woman and work at Nintendo of America? And let's make it clear, all of these stories are coming out of Nintendo of America. We famously hear almost nothing out of
Nintendo. Like, Nintendo of Japan is apparently great.
So remember, I'm a former Nintendo of America employee, and like there's a part of my brain that still does not want to allow me to say the words Nintendo of Japan, because there is no such thing as Nintendo of Japan. There's Nintendo Company Ltd.
You know what I mean.
But right, it's for most people, it's Nintendo of America, Nintendo Japan, Nintendo Europe. But like some of these stories that are getting posted are horrifying about female workers and like especially temp workers and contract workers working as like, there's a story about, in particular, that I think a lot of people latched on to, of a woman who was working as a tester, and some of the shit that she had to deal with from colleagues. Like, they had a company, was it a Slack channel, or it was one of those fucking apps,
something like that.
Everybody, it was Slack, or it was Microsoft Teams, maybe, I don't fucking know. But
it was Teams, actually. I'm looking at it right now.
It was Teams. Okay, yeah. See, I said that as a joke. Who uses Teams? But
I use Teams.
Well, anyway, but talking about employees, like there's a guy who posted the the famous Vaporeon copy pasta.
Oh, Jesus
that we're
Christ.
not-
Yeah,
yeah.
about,
He
like, it was about how
posted
yeah.
about how Vaporeon is the most sexually
Ugh.
compatible with human beings, which is like, okay, man. Like, I know a couple people who have posted that as like a shit post because of how shocking it is, and I get this guy probably was doing it's shocking, gross out, edgy humor rather than like dude actually wanting to fuck a Pokemon. But like, does it really matter?
Like,
It's
in a
a
work thing.
Slack.
come on,
Well,
like-
but it gets worse. It gets worse.
Right.
Because
It defended pedophilia.
Well,
Because
so-
defended a
Fuck.
character who was clearly coded underage from Genshin Impact, and like
Yeah, so I've
why
actually got
it's
the-
okay,
so-
why it would be okay to have sex with this child.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
which
How
I
do
don't
you
know.
get
I don't
into
play
discussions
Genshin.
like this
I don't know. Well, because
on work
because
channels?
fucking weird dudes cannot help themselves from talking about this shit. They're just sitting here like the fucking like.
So, an actual quote from this woman: "Nintendo was almost like a nightmare. It's sad because I love Nintendo. I grew up with Nintendo. I was so excited to join Nintendo when I first got there, and I thought I was going somewhere. I had my supervisors telling me I was doing such a good job. But by reporting this incident, she had set off this whole chain of events that led to her ultimately quitting. And like when you get into the nitty gritty of this article here, like she was warned. So she worked for our contractor called Aerotech, right? Which was, and they were, contracted out to Nintendo. They warned her to be less outspoken after she reported the incident. And then her friends from the work group chat blamed her for reporting the incident. And the only repercussion the translator guy faced was being assigned sexual harassment training. Now, they had previously fired one of this woman's coworkers for making comments about the color of her underwear.
Which, probably not a great thing to be talking about in a work Slack. Like, I'm not going to fully disagree with that, but like, a woman faced consequences for saying that, but a dude can talk about fucking a Pokemon and a child,
and nothing happens.
and it's cool, very cool, very normal.
I'm reading this story, and somebody on Twitter, like this broke, and I saw somebody on Twitter say, "Oh, it's happening again," and that kind of stuck in my craw a little bit. I was like, no, it's not. It's not that it's happening again. It's that it's still happening.
That it never stopped.
Like,
right.
it never
Like,
stopped happening. Like
this is just the tech industry. Like, I really hate to break it to y'all, but like the gaming industry and the tech as a subset of the tech industry, this is how shit is.
Well, and I mean the entertainment industry too, and gaming is like gaming is where all of those things come together.
Yeah,
too.
it's just the intersection. It's not like gaming is uniquely bad. Like, this is tech and entertainment, like corporate culture on the whole. And this is very visible to us because this is our hobby. And Justin, like you said, this is kind of that intersection of those interests. So it's particularly visible and pronounced to us. But God, and here's the thing, again, like, I got to be careful about how much I say, but again, I worked at Nintendo of America. I didn't personally witness anything I would have gone to HR over, but I can tell you that the culture on a corporate level is extremely hard party. And like, while I was there, at the time, that felt kind of cool, right? Like, we'll do the big corporate meetings and the get-togethers, and then like we will fucking party hard after hours. But
I want to know.
But like, here's the thing too: is I also cannot, in retrospect, forget like the times when I went, I'm not gonna go to this party because I've been to 2 of these this week, and I have a flight in the morning to get back home to Kentucky, and being told later after I got home, like, you shouldn't have, like, it would be best if you don't skip these parties anymore. You know what I mean? Like, and in retrospect and hearing about a lot of these stories, it might be some bad shit going on in there, y'all. It might be some
I mean,
bad
that's kind of
shit
like
at NOA.
that's the continuation of a lot of that like whole like frat boy style thing.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people that run tech companies take that mentality forward, and so like what they think is just going to be fun and cool, like is just perpetuating that same stuff.
And like I loved the partying, but
it's even
not like that. Shit.
And then it's also even worse when it's in a work context. Like,
yeah.
Well, like, so it gets even worse though, right? Like if you dig further into this article, Hannah, which is not her real name, that's a name to protect her identity. And again, Derek, this will hit home for you. Queer women experienced an extra layer of unwelcome behavior and unequal treatment. Hannah is an out lesbian and was open about her sexuality while at Nintendo. She recalled her backup coordinator, a significantly older man who tried to hit on her when she had just started working at the company in 2012. When she revealed her sexuality, he said, "Oh, you're a lesbian. That's kind of sad." It was a poor first impression for Hannah's lengthy career in Nintendo headquarters, but it wouldn't be the only one. She struggled with her working relationships with male colleagues who would ignore her when she said things like, "I'm a lesbian. I don't like you that way." After she explained why she could not return her male colleagues' advances, they would ask, "Oh, but are you sure? But are you flirting with me? You're just playing hard to get." The comments made her so uncomfortable that she put her male colleagues at a distance, which she believed negatively impacted her career. Of course it did. Like, I mean, how can you feel comfortable working around these fucking people? Like, I like looking at this shit, like, it's one more reminder that, look, we all love it. Like, Nintendo games are great, but these fucking companies are not your friends. They're not your friends. They don't give a shit about you. And honestly, I want to know what fucking Doug Bowser's doing about this. What the fuck are you doing, Doug? What are you doing? Because I know for a fact he knows this shit is going on. So, and you can fucking send all the emails you want about, and here at Nintendo, we don't tolerate this kind of behavior. Yeah, great. Nobody, that's street knowledge, right? Like of course we should not tolerate this fucking behavior. So what the fuck are you doing about it? I love this fucking industry. I love this hobby, but sometimes I am so fucking disgusted with it that it makes me not want to play games anymore. Like, because I mean, if this is the fucking atmosphere that the shit I love is being created in, like, what does that say about me for enjoying it so much? Like, I know what the fucking I know there's a problem, and ultimately it's not nobody here is responsible for it. But we have a fucking, like, we have every right to be pissed off. We should be pissed off about it. And we should be fucking speaking up about it. Like, how is this shit in 2022? Like, we have heard story after story after story after story. And I feel like, Derek, how many fucking times have we talked about this exact shit on this podcast?
Like at one company or another? I mean, it nonstop. And the thing is, some places this has gotten better, and some places it hasn't. Right?
Yeah.
We just got done talking about how, like, Rockstar took a lot of this shit very seriously.
Yeah, the frat boy culture at Rockstar is like almost died down.
Yeah, they've really turned that place around internally, and like they need to keep down that path, right? Because it doesn't mean anything if you go right back to the same old bullshit in a couple of years. Now that you got some pats on the backs, and a couple of friendly news stories, but like Rockstar turned down the correct path. For as much fire as we have held on Activision Blizzard, a lot has been cleaned up within Activision Blizzard. Not fucking Bobby Kotick, not fucking is it Ibarra, right? That's it. That's head of Blizzard.
Mikey Barra.
Putting fucking Mikey Barra in charge
that guy's a fucking ass.
Of Blizzard, like, was a bad fucking choice.
That guy's a fucking ass.
Aside from those two things, like, a shitload of people got canned. Like, and a lot happened. And there's, I think, a lot of genuine hope that the Microsoft purchase ends up seeing both Ibarra and Kotick, who are by far the two biggest problems left within Activision Blizzard, kicked to the curb. So, like there's that. But then you've got Ubisoft, right? And Ubisoft basically went,
Ubisoft is a fucking cesspool.
Ubisoft took the same attitude that a lot of fucking, and this is the thing, man, this is what fucking burns me, because this is such a right-wing playbook, right? Such an it's a right-wing media playbook, and it's also an abuser playbook. But all these stories came out, and they simply never said a goddamn thing. They simply did not respond and then acted like there was no story, and they just kept doing shit as normal and hoped it would die down.
I think Ubisoft fired a couple people whose names were going around.
And to some extent it has. And like,
and you
I
had
remember
fucking Andrew fucking Get a Big Day was a fucking rapist, like an actual rapist working.
I had folks who were like acquaintances at Ubisoft who like broke off from me because I was too critical of that company.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I don't feel fucking bad about it because that's like, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the company. And it's there like bottom of the rung fucking people and mid-level people are not, well, mid-level people to some extent are responsible, but like it's people at the top who own that shit, you know? And as long as people at the top of these companies look the other way and people at the mid-level are willing to be cowardly and not make a stand, then a company will always fill up with the kinds of people who will post Vaporeon copy pastas in work slacks. Like, because those people will always find a safe place to work.
Like, I know that Brit's in chat and like this stuff affects her deeply because she's a woman, right? And she's spoken on this before. And like, my takeaways are like, one, if I'm this fucking jaded about it, if I'm this fucking cynical about it, I can't imagine how she feels or how fucking women actually, you know, working under duress in these situations feel. And two, like, you know, yeah, we can talk all day about how, you know, like, you know, yeah, the culture is changing in some of these places, and that's great.
Places, but not others.
But here's the thing. You could have a room full of fucking rats in the dark, right? You shine a flashlight in there, and they all scatter. Yeah. But when you when you turn the flashlight off and you close the door, the rats all come back. And so I don't have any fucking hope. I have very little hope. I won't say not any, but I have very little hope that shit at Rockstar or, you know, Activision Blizzard is actually going to fucking stick for a meaningful period of time, because ultimately, I think that this industry just attracts those fucking people.
Here's the thing, man. I can't jive with that because I don't think the industry attracts these kinds of people. I think that shitty fucking people are going to go wherever they're allowed. And the sad thing is American work culture, not American even, just like, you know, capitalist work culture in general, in a very Eurocentric and America-centric kind of way, is super biased towards don't make any noise, right? John, as somebody who is kind of in like a position of mid-level leadership where you work, right? Like, and I'm kind of the same thing where I am at the TV station where I work. I'm in like middle management. And it is often surprising how much you can do as one person in that position, because most of the shitty people around you are not prepared to have to defend themselves, right? This happens because people are allowed to go unchallenged. And the moment there's a challenge from, and it can't be from line level, because line level employees get replaced. Line level employees get thrown aside by HR. And by the way, speaking of HR, let me make an aside to you right now, the listener and the viewer. HR is not your friend. HR is there to protect the company, not you. Let's make that abundantly clear.
I also just want to add something to is sometimes being the one to speak up about certain issues is tough, but if you are somebody, and this has happened to me at other jobs, there were, you know, men that we worked with that were harassing women in various ways, and, you know, and as well as other various other things to coworkers. And I have a couple times been the one that has gone forward to talk to management about it because the women were, you know, too intimidated for various reasons, or, you know, they had said stuff and had been ignored before. But when I went, people actually listened to me, which is fucking sucks.
Right. Like, it's kind of important for dudes to speak up because people fucking listen to masculine folks
and it
for
fucking
some
sucks.
reason.
But like, if you are in a position where you can like actually get somebody to listen to you and like sit down and like write something up to, you know, better your work environment and for your coworkers and yourself and stuff, I promise you it's worth it and it will be appreciated. It can be scary in the moment, especially when, I mean, I was at a job where I got, you know, basically our manager fired, specifically because of several comments he made throughout one shift that I actually went through and documented. And people had been, you know, mentioning stuff to, you know, his managers before, and nobody listened till I actually just laid it all out. And I'm like, and then, you know, it was like, this is all stuff he said to me in one shift. Like, this isn't even just the first time. And, you know, and it's really scary, especially when that whole don't rock the boat thing is so prevalent. And especially whenever I talk to like other men that are trying to give me like tips about like, you know, how to get ahead in business and jobs. They're like, oh yeah, don't cause problems and stuff. But like,
Yeah. Don't rock the boat.
Yeah, don't rock the boat. Like, but like, I don't know. Sorry, I don't know where I'm going with this. I don't want to. I don't want to just be saying. I don't want to sound like I'm just saying this. Like, oh, I did something good at job. But like,
here's where the point in what you're saying is, right? Which the point in this isn't like to put the focus on like, well, line level employees should have spoken up, because that is very hard and you do face retaliation. Like that is the scary truth of that. But the fact is, if somebody can stand up and only a couple people, it only takes 2 or 3 people grouping together a lot of times to actually make that noise. Oftentimes the structures and systems in place and the people doing the abusing are not prepared to handle
That's true.
the lights turning on, right? The entire purpose of these abusive work environments is to make people too scared to do anything. So if somebody can, then that's what happens. And what needs to happen, more often than not, what should happen, the just thing, is that people higher up the totem pole would do it because they have a disproportionate ability to actually enact that change. And they are the people who are often less vulnerable to retaliation. I can speak up about shit going on in my workplace because I'm going to be a lot harder to replace than a line level employee. And I've proven myself to a different degree. But like, so there can never be finger pointing at the people being abused. Like, you didn't stand up for yourself enough. Like, that's not the point. The point is that if the ball can get rolling, regardless of who can get it rolling, right? Because it is often far too dangerous if you are one of the people who is affected by these sort of toxic and abusive working environments. You know, if the ball can get rolling, oftentimes the people who oppress you and abuse you are not prepared to have to catch that ball.
And also, your coworkers are worth standing up for. I promise you.
Yeah. If it's happening to a coworker, like, you do owe it to them to at least ask them, like, do you want me to back you up on this? Right? I can have your back. Don't act without their permission, but like,
yeah, and sometimes even just like if you see something questionable, just asking if they're okay or if they were okay with that situation can go a long way too. But I mean, this is getting farther away from the point of this specific stuff. But like,
I mean, yes and no, right? Because that's what's going on in Nintendo is like, you know, one or two women speak up about some of the bullshit they've had to go through, right? Seeing gross ass dudes post completely unacceptable shit in workspaces, or the fact that women are pressured into dating full-time employees if they want a better chance of getting hired instead of staying contract. Like, you know, a couple of women spoke up about this, and it sounds like nobody in Nintendo who is in a position of power, nobody in Nintendo America anyway, is making any moves to change that. And that's where that blame lies, ultimately, is everybody mid-level and up is complicit. So, you know, but like, the best thing that we can do is create visibility, create that pressure, because far too often, you know, it may be too late for these women, but if we keep making this kind of noise, if we keep talking about these issues, if we put that magnifying glass on these companies, then a lot of times it does force change. Not always to the extent that we want, but it's a whole lot better than doing nothing.
Yeah, I just I'm so fucking jaded about this shit now. Like I just like I at this
I
point
feel it.
I just like I always wait for the other shoe to drop and I'm like, okay, what fucking company is next, right? Like who's
Yeah.
next? What are we gonna find out
just
about
assume
tomorrow?
most of them. Assume you haven't heard yet, right? But like,
That's depressing.
all you can do is when you hear, you say something. You be part of the noise and part of that, the group holding that magnifying glass up. And it's fine to be cynical and jaded. You fuck knows I am too. Just don't let that stop you from then doing the work that needs to be done, right? Like, I'll never shame people for their attitudes towards this shit because it's tiring. It's exhausting. But like, at the end of the day, what is it that we, a bunch of dipshits with a podcast, can do? We can talk about it, make sure other people hear about it. We're all dipshits a little bit.
That's fair.
To varying degrees.
That's fair.
But like, we can talk about it and we can make sure that our audience hears. There's a lot of impressionable folks in our audience who may be hearing about this for the first time, who maybe don't tune into gaming news as closely as we do and hear about a lot of stuff through us and go, wow, this is like a repetitive pattern of really gross stuff. And I don't like that either. And that's what we can do, so fuck, I don't know.
Well, what else we got tonight, Derek? What else we got? We got the
I'm out of whiskey, so I'm out of fire juice.
We got the Embracer group
I don't want
sucking
to
up
talk
all
about
the fucking
Embracer group. I don't give a shit.
what did they
Whatever.
buy? Limited run games?
They bought limited run
like
games.
Lord of the Rings
I think
rights
they
or
bought
something?
like Tolkien's casket, maybe. I don't know. Shit.
What was it? What was the Lord of the Rings shit they bought?
Middle Earth Enterprises. So
Embracer Group is a giant evil corporation that people are more scared about than usual because it is a Chinese corporation, right?
Oh, okay.
No, they're not.
Are they not?
No.
It's not like a Tencent situation?
No.
Okay, never mind.
No, Embracer's a European company.
Okay, well then the xenophobia angle's out then. So I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
It's just because it's a big holdings group that has a lot of shit that just
Right.
we don't know where their money comes from, and it just seems like they're just interested in buying up a whole lot of gaming and geek related stuff, and nobody really knows how.
Like, I'd ask people what's better about, like, what's so much worse about that than like EA as EA, right? But like, I don't know. Corporations suck.
They've got like they have well over 100 studios.
I'm looking at their studios now. They got some good shit.
Yeah, no, they do. They do. They've got some good shit.
They got THQ. They have THQ. They have Dark Horse.
Yeah, they own Dark Horse.
Earth, Gearbox, Deep Silver.
They listed off like 11 acquisitions.
Milestone, 3D Realms.
They listed off like
Asper. Holy shit! Sorry. Go ahead. Go just.
They listed off like
They
11
own
acquisitions
everything.
they made, and then we're just like, oh, by the way, we're not disclosing one of them at this time
And that company is SDGC.
for business reasons. But yeah, that one was going to be a big one, and it's just like, wait, what? Like,
You can just do that. You can be like, we bought somebody and we're not gonna say.
yeah, it's fucking weird. Like,
Dude,
Embracer is
It
just
really is.
just bizarre to me. I don't understand them.
Dude.
I don't know what they're doing, but all like, yeah. I mean, they got Saints Row coming out next week, so.
So yeah, I literally was not even fucking aware really that Saints Row was coming out next week. Like that's how little marketing that I like.
Well, you're not a
Embracer,
fucking Third Street Saint.
According to Embracer, pre-orders for Saints Row are 118% what their expectations were. So
I actually know a lot of people who are excited to play that game, and they
Bro,
Yeah, I think a lot of people are looking forward to it.
Weren't we?
Yeah,
a lot of people.
I've never played a single one of those.
Bro,
They're good.
they're good.
They're
We
excellent.
should co-op some Saints Row 3. You would find it a great time.
It's probably one of the funniest games.
You like
ever.
Archer?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's
basically like
it's this gangster Archer. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know what to tell you.
It's like Looney Tunes. It's like that same energy distilled into like a
Yeah.
GTA parody. It's great. It's like watching.
There's like There's scenes in the new Fast and Furious movies that are like, just like, oh, so you guys played Saints Row 3, huh? Like,
basically, it's like watching like season 4 like Family Guy. It's great for like 10 hours, and I love it. It's the greatest experience ever.
But yeah, I think also it's gonna. I think Saints Row is probably gonna do pretty well, specifically because it's just been a slow summer for like big game releases. Like there's been some decent indie stuff, but.
Pac-Man World Sweep. It's gonna sweep. Pac-Man's gonna fucking sweep everything. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
I'm really looking forward to that, dude. Like, dude, Pac-Man World is fucking raw. Like that game fucking ruled.
John, you're not allowed. You're not allowed to say that. You're not allowed to.
Can. Yes, he can, because no one has ever described anything Pac-Man related as raw. I haven't even done that. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
John's gonna start. John's gonna start like posting screenshots of Pac-Man World and just be like, "This goes hard.
This goes hard." Can I screenshot?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, dude.
This goes hard. Please, RT.
Please smash that motherfucking like button.
Shut the fuck up, John.
Smash that like.
Please
hit like and subscribe.
Yo, let's get Namco. Put that in the box, John.
Get Namco on the.
SDGC says, Pac-Man World goes raw.
Pac-Man World goes raw.
Pac-Man goes raw. Fucking attributed to some guy on the internet with a fucking beanie.
Hey, you know what? Ghost Runner.
Some white man with a beanie.
Ghost Runner put the SDGC Saki award on their fucking Steam page.
Namco's gonna.
And they put like the like yeah. They made it look way fancier than it is.
Yeah, way more prestigious than it really is. All right, it's been a slow week, so I think Derek, we can probably sign off 9 minutes.
Yeah, I got one more thing. This is not like a news topic. This is just like we've got a few minutes, and I think this is a good time for this, right?
Okay. All right.
So we've mentioned this before.
What do we have?
We have coming up in late October. All of SDGC, all 7 of us are actually getting together. This will be the first time the whole SDGC crew has been together.
Fucking time that everyone's been in the same room.
There has never been a time where all of SDGC was in a single place. And coming up, that's going to happen. We're going to get together. We're going to do 2 days of fundraiser streaming for, I think, National Network of Abortion Funds is what we decided on. We're going to play just a shitload of 4-player bullshit.
Yep.
We're going to play some Mario Party. We're going to play some like Garfield Kart.
Fuck
right?
Yeah, Garfield
Kart.
Yes.
I've got Kirby Air Ride. We're going to do some 4-player city trial.
Oh, hell yeah.
Kirby Air Ride.
Yeah.
Which is like, that is the most choice gaming experience you can have.
4K 60 Kirby.
Yeah, no shit, dude. I have a couple of great, extremely Derek PS2 games. There is a fantastic Godzilla arena fighting game that is stupid good to play with 4 people. And there's also a really solid Gundam like arena fighter.
We gotta get those GameCube era James Bond games. We gotta get those.
See if I can get Nightfire running.
Get Nightfire, yeah.
I am getting a Wii and like some trash shovelware to throw on that motherfucker.
I want some bad.
Clone. Let's go, man. Let's fucking go.
Yeah. So we're working on all that.
Yeah, like I am. We're going all fucking in for this shit.
This is really exciting. Like. I am super excited. So there's some members of the crew I have not met in person before.
You've never met Jeff.
I've never met Jeff.
Like, you two both been on the podcast for years, and you've never met him. Like, that's crazy.
And Jeff was basically the one that brought me on too.
Yeah, CJ's never met any of us.
No.
Brit's only met. Well, Brit's met most of us at this point, but not CJ and not Finn. Like.
Yeah, Finn hasn't been able to make it for our fundraiser stuff because he's usually got his own thing going on too.
Yeah, so we're literally
and because we haven't had conferences that we could go to the past few years, like we haven't even had any of us really in the same room except for Extra Life last year. So we finally finalized all of our travel plans and it's happening. So
yeah. So this is when y'all do your free like Twitch Prime subscription on Twitch, or you kick like $1 to us on Patreon, like that's what that bucket of money goes towards, is getting us. Normally it would get us to things like PAX, right? But we haven't been doing that. So it's got us some equipment upgrades, and it's going to help pay for travel for us to get together and do this huge. I'm hoping we can raise several $1,000s. We
busted our fucking goal last year.
Traditionally can pull two or three grand. I'm hoping we can hit $5,000.
I'd love to hit $5,000.
2 days, 12 hours per day of straight gaming marathons. Like,
and it's gonna be fun not trying to do one game for 24 hours like we did last year with Pokemon.
God, I know, right? Fucking the Pokemon Nuzlocke. Also, look, I think the board of shame is still over at John's that shows all of my sins.
Oh, for sure. It absolutely is. It absolutely is, dude.
From the fucking, because it was all me fucking.
Oh, I lost a bunch too.
Yeah, but
remember, I hadn't played Pokemon in years. And I'm like,
true.
I'm gonna do a Nuzlocke. Yeah, sure, that'll go well.
It's gonna be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I am unbelievably fucking excited for this shit.
Raise money for good ass cause. Act stupid in the meantime. Yeah. Eat good food.
Seriously,
imbibe legal substances for those of us who care to partake.
CJ, wait till you try my carne asada.
John does make really good carne asada.
I believe it. I believe it. You know what? All right. I don't know if you're invited to the equivalent of the cookout, but all right.
Like John culturally is too white to be allowed at a cookout, but in terms of the quality of his food, he ain't putting fucking grapes in his potato salad. I'll tell you that.
I haven't been drinking in like months. I'm going to get incredibly hammered.
Oh, I'm getting fucking incredible. I'm destroying myself.
Me and Britt, bare minimum, are gonna be digging into those gummies and having a wonderful fucking time.
2 months.
I'm gonna be having my Baja Blast. So
hell yes, dude! Baja Blast is a drug.
Oh yeah, we are. We're
gonna have a Baja Blast. Everyone.
Jesus fucking Christ, you losers!
I love you, but you love us.
Yes, I do. All right, we'll go ahead and wrap this shit up. Like Derek said, it's gonna be a great fucking time. We're gonna have a blast, and we're gonna be raising money for good causes. Also for anybody, so we've had a few new people in chat tonight. So we got a Discord. We've got almost 400 people on our Discord. We would love for you to come and join us. We pride ourselves on positivity, inclusivity, and mental well-being. I like to think that we have one of the best gaming communities in the
it's a cool ass Discord. There's a whole ton of different folks in there. It's mostly pretty drama free. The mods don't have to get their hands dirty on much. People get it at all, right? It's a good vibes kind of place. So everybody's welcome as long as they're not trying to start shit and rock the boat. So
for sure. We've also got a lot of cool reviews coming up. As you guys know, we are Square Enix content creators, and Square Enix
is unleashing an avalanche of games for the next 12 months.
For me to pay attention, think about it. For me to pay attention to come on.
Yeah,
it's never going to stop blowing my mind that we get Square Enix review codes. It's never going to stop blowing my mind.
Thank you, Balin.
This is all because I was had good things to say about Marvel's Avengers, which I still think is a good game. So.
That's what it was, Derek. That's exactly what
it was. It's a bad service multiplayer game, but it's a fun.
Think about it. We've only survived this long because I was so restrained in my Balin Wonderworld review. Think about it.
Yeah, no,
right?
Derek,
you're welcome.
I mean, that's why. Thank you, CJ, for not jeopardizing our relationship with Square Enix.
All right.
I appreciate that.
Just for that, I'm gonna get sent like the fucking collectors of this shit.
Yeah, Ibs is gonna hook you the fuck up.
Get you that 4 foot tall statue of Balin.
Put that shit in the corner of your room. So CJ, I want to see that shit looking over your shoulder every.
You're not gonna text me like, please stop. please.
I want to see that shit over your shoulder, just in that pose of his every Thursday.
I don't know the pose.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget our Discord. Follow us at official SDGC on Twitter. And guys, as always, remember, especially in these troubled times, it is more important than ever to remember that kindness costs nothing. We will see you next week.